Somebody asked me the other day what was the one thing or what was the thing that helped me manage my psoriasis. And I would say that there was so many things along the way. But in the end, what I settled on and what worked for me is paying attention to sleep and then also learning how to breathe. Um, so when you think about where you're at in your life or wherever you are and what you want to achieve in terms of your health and well-being, what caught me last night actually was somebody asked me, so what, if I was working with somebody with thyroid condition, they were like, what diet protocol do you follow? Is it AIP? Is it keto? Is it paleo? And I was like, no, I don't subscribe to any diets actually. I just subscribe to you getting a feel and a sense for what foods are good for your body and what give you energy. So yeah, I've tried them all. They demented me. So I don't do that anymore. And that's how I work with my clients. So when you come to me and you say, well, what should I do? Like, where do I start? We really start with looking at goals. And with that goal, we pick an overarching goal. Where do you want to get to? What is it that you want to do? Who is it that you want to feel? How is it that you want to be living? What do you want to hear other people say about you? What do you want to hear yourself say about you? How do you want to show up in a red dress? Do you need to be thin to show up in that red dress, or do you want to show up in that red dress as you are, the amazing person that you are? So we start thinking about who you want to be. Then we start looking at, what are all the other things that you've done in your life? What are all the bits that you've gathered so far? Because every day is a learning day. So you've learned something, but we don't often pay attention to them. We dismiss them because we haven't gotten to the end. But if the marathon runner didn't pay attention to the 10K and the 15K and the exercise that he needed to do on the 17K to strengthen his muscles, he wouldn't get to the end. So we need to pay attention to all the milestones that we already have. Because if, again, that focus is only on the thinness or the absence of the condition, we forget all the things that we already have. And that's normal because our brain goes to striving and to wanting more and to better ourselves. That's who we are as humans. We do like to better ourselves, and I applaud that. What I do like you to do is to better yourself by noticing what you're already great at. And then on that, we can notice that there's things that'll get in our way. We've got obstacles, and those obstacles are there for us to grow and learn and stretch. I used to view obstacles as a reason to go back into this little loop of sabotaging behaviours and stay stuck on the treadmill. In all walks of my life, this comes up. It's not just in terms of my health and well-being, it's in terms of my work, it's in turn, I notice it with my children, I notice it in my relationship with my husband and my friends. There's all these little behaviours that they jump back into our life. And it's by being aware of what those obstacles are and then learning how to get over them. Looking at them as opportunities to grow rather than opportunities to retreat and retract into the safe zone that we're really not very content in. Because remember, I said all of us are looking to move forward. That's the way humans are. We always want to get forward. So when we're making those goals, we're going to chunk it back to understanding those things. Here's where you want to get to. Here's the milestones. Here's the things that you already have. And here's the obstacles. But what else do we need in there? Well, we also need to get in some new learning. And that's where I bring in the nutrition piece. So I start teaching you about the nutrition and I start challenging you and getting you to think about your beliefs. And where do those beliefs come from? Who's told you about those beliefs? And how true are they? Does the science say it? But does your body feel sense in that science? Because knowing that science and feeling it is very different. There are hundreds of ways of doing the same thing. Hundreds of ways. So you just have to find the right person to allow you to find what's the best way for you. So we've learnings to happen here. The other thing that's really, really crucial and what we talk about a lot is the language. How do we speak to ourselves? How much compassion do we give to ourselves as we're doing this learning? I hear lots of harsh words. I should have. And I'm so angry with myself and, I'm a complete failure. And all of this language is really, 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 really tricky for our bodies and our brains. If you said this to somebody else, you'd see them. I know at the times that I might not be my best self with my kids, I can physically see their bodies retract. And that's what we do to our bodies all the time when we talk to ourselves like that. So is it hard to say, I accept you for all that you are, which is not everything that I want? 100%. I know this every day when I look at this guy, and you know, some days I wake up and it doesn't bother me, some days I wake up and it does. But the compassion, the language, the choice that I made was to speak to myself kinder as I began to stretch and grow and change and feel better. And do you know what? I live a very healthy life with a condition that lots of people have told me I should completely get rid of. I don't need to get rid of it anymore. Maybe it will go sometime, maybe it won't. But what do you need to get rid of? Do you need to get rid of what everyone else tells you should do, to, you know, so that you show up in the world the way people, or we think we need to show up? Or do you need to, you know, let go, and do you need to let go of all that and say, right, that's your opinion, but I've actually done a lot of learning and I've done a lot of work on accepting myself, who I am, warts and all, and moving myself forward to being the person that I want to be, that I truly feel comfortable with. And yeah, so that's lots of the stuff that we do in the coaching environment, where we're just always pushing you that little bit further, just so that you can make the achievements and the little milestones that are important for you to get to the end. Because remember, it's lifestyle change, and some people think a lifestyle change happens like that and it stays there forever. When you want to commit to a lifestyle change, you are committing to it forever. You are committing to giving some time and attention to this all day, every day. No, it's not all day, but you're giving time and attention to it every day. And that's the piece that's really exciting, because it doesn't feel like a challenge then. You're just giving a little bit of yourself every day to something that really does bring you back rewards. Have a super day. Cheerio.